My video for January 22nd, 2018 is entitled, No One Wants to Be Negative. Once again, I attended a talk given by a longtime friend in the metaphysical community. He spoke on the topic of staying positive. It was a discussion-type lecture, and most expressed their desire to stay positive. I have seen this with so many, and I often see many putting their heads in the sand, as it were, when dealing with political issues. For me, denial of political issues is the most negative thing anyone can do. We must address the problems we face. Of course, it's uncomfortable. So are broken bones and shattered lives. Yet this is the reality we face as humans. I too would like to be positive, and I was sure the God I thought I knew was going to bring us the kingdom of heaven on earth by 2012 at the latest. Yes, I still wrestle with that disappointment. I stay alive, I think, because of my intense desire to see humanity freed from the bondage of lying tyrants claiming elite status. That's not negative, though many seem to think it is. Religion and politics are taboo subjects, yet they are the very issues that keep us enslaved. I've sat here for, an hour already, pondering this video. I didn't get to bed till going on 10 o'clock last night, and I prayed and I said, God, please let me sleep at least 5 hours. I was awake 12:15. It's quarter after 2 now. And I didn't get much sleep again. That's becoming more and more the norm. And I also woke up with pain in my chest. That's what woke me up. And I tried, it finally went away, and it always does. But it was there nevertheless, not as intense as sometimes, but it was there. Dealing with that is not negative. Dealing with the issues that I face as a human being is not a negative thing. It's what is put in front of me. I remember the old proverb, Oriental proverb, that this father's son broke his leg. And somebody says, well, that's terrible. And he says, well, it depends. They came and they tried to conscript him into the military. And because he had a broken leg, he didn't get drafted into the military. He did not get put in the military because he had a broken leg. So the broken leg, the negative thing, was, in that case, his salvation. And oftentimes the things we label negative are things that need to get our attention. We need to address the issues that are placed before us, because there's something to be learned in those situations. And in the world that we live in, to me, this is an obvious truism. It's a fact of our reality. We have to deal with the things that are on our plate. And I see so many that work so hard denying the things they label negative. I don't like labeling things positive or negative. We have to deal with what is. And it doesn't go away by turning our heads away from it or by not focusing our attention on it. We need to focus our attention where it hurts, where there are problems, where there are real issues that need to be addressed and dealt with. And we can't overcome things by a process of denial. Now, even in the Buddhist lecture that I heard earlier in the day, these are every Sunday I pretty much attend used to be 3 different meetings on Sundays. I did 2 in the morning and then 1 again in the evening. But now it's pretty much just 2 all the time because the early service that I used to go to no longer exists. It became a later service, preventing me from doing 2. But in any case, folks, I am trying to get people to understand that the things that are most problematic in our lives are not things to be ignored. They are not negative things. They are opportunities to apply our skills and our insights and our abilities to transform the reality that we find ourselves in. And it's a negative reality, folks. There's a lot of negative things that happen in our world. And ignoring them does not make them go away. In fact, ignoring the issue and not identifying the problem where it actually is the big reason why change does not come in a more positive fashion. We have the same elite rulers ruling over us, taking away our liberties, taking away our assets, when all assets are derived from us, not them. They do nothing but steal and lie. That's what the politicians do. That's what the elite do. They steal and lie. They do not have compassion. They do not care about us. You know, we are chattel to them. As Hillary says, what difference does it make? We came and they died. What difference does it make? We killed Gaddafi. We came, he died. It makes a big difference. We need to come together. We need to lay aside the differences and learn how to love one another. And facing the challenges is a very positive thing. It's not a negative thing, even though it makes us uncomfortable. The discomfort is a gift sent to awaken us that something's wrong. Are we going to keep putting our heads in the sand, keep trying to put a positive face on it? Or are we going to face reality, the cards that we've been dealt? Are we going to face it for what it is and make the best of it? Or are we going to keep playing this denial game, which again, to me, denial is the most negative thing a person can do. We have to address where we are. We have to address the problems we face. We have to address them, like it or not. And we need to find a place of agreement. And I would hope that most of you can agree that loving one another, or if you can't love, at least not fighting each other. We've got to stop fighting each other and butting our heads against each other. We've got to be able to do that. We've got to find a way to live at peace with having different perspectives, because we all do. No 2 of us has the identical life. Even if we're identical twins, we're different. We need to see that. And folks, I really pray that we get this message, that loving one another and loving can simply mean not fighting each other and not claiming that we're the only ones that are right and butting our heads against each other. Anyway, I've talked enough on this, and thank you folks for listening. Again, namaste.